Governor Omoyeno appreciates federal government for provision of funds to state government. Tri-Sonnet Metaverse community disburses over 27 million naira to indigent children in Akwa Ibom State. And Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, Nawoch Akwa Ibom State Chapter, re-elects Nsika Wikon of NTOUYO as chairperson. Hello and a warm welcome. Thank you for joining us on NTOUYO News at 10. I am Evelyn Badu Ekpo. This broadcast is reaching live on Star Times channel 103 and our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook. You can log in to watch us and also like our pages. And now the details of the news. Governor Omoyeno is appreciative to the federal government for providing the needed funds to state governments, which has enabled them to execute life-touching projects for their people. Governor Omoyeno gave the appreciation while inaugurating 23.5 kilometers Ikori-Britam Road in Oroganam local government area. Government House correspondent Clement Barikwi reports.
Here is the old Ikori-Britam Road that has served the people of Oroganam local government area for decades. Now that the 23.25 kilometer road has been completely dualized with a promise of street light in no distant time, trade and economic activities in the area is soon to receive a boost. Inaugurating the road, Governor Omoyeno said it was impossible to abandon the project initiated by his predecessor. The governor, while appreciating the federal government for providing states with needed funds to execute projects such as these, reiterated his administration's commitment to private sector-minded governance.
And I like to say with emphasis that since I came to office, I've not borrowed one dime from any bank. And we are funding all our projects. We are funding all. So I want to thank the federal government who have made funds available to state government and so that we can execute this project. We also want to thank God for the grace He has given us to manage the funds that are available to us. Because it is one thing to have a funding, it's another thing to manage the funds. As I speak to you, we have close to 40 projects, not roads, that we are working on.
Stakeholders of Oroganam were on hand to show their appreciation to the state government.
I stand here today to express my profound gratitude to you and the government of Akwa Ibom State for this massive, unprecedented 23-kilometer road project that you have given to the people of Ukana-Oroganam Federal Constituency.
You have roads running under construction in this local government, totaling over 87 kilometers. That is huge, and we are not an ungrateful people.
One that is very, very striking to my mind is that bridge you are going to walk through. If you were here in those days, it would be an eyesore for you to pass through that bridge. And even when this road was envisioned, many people didn't believe that that bridge would be done.
This is one out of the many projects executed by the present administration in Oroganam, and Governor Omoyeno says the 2 projects per local government initiative is on course. Clement Barikwi, NTA News.
Tri-Sonnet Metaverse community has celebrated its first anniversary by disbursing over 27 million naira in school fees to support indigent children between the ages of 1 and 17 in Akwa Ibom State. Etieno Ibanga reports.
The event with the topic Navigating Global Wealth Through Exclusive Marketing provided a platform to evaluate the community's performance and achievements over the past year.
We have registered over 10,000 Akwa Ibom residents on our platform, empowered 15 partners with brand new iPads and sponsor school fees for 18 qualified infants, with over 300 more to receive theirs today.
President of Trisonet Metaverse Community, Happiness Etuk, presented checks to benefiting school children, emphasizing the community's goal of promoting child rights to education. Etuk is encouraging Nigerians to leverage Trisonet Metaverse Community's opportunities for financial freedom.
What elicited the formation of Trisonet is that I love education, and I discovered that education is not a scam. And then I noticed that a lot of parents in Nigeria cannot pay school fees. Then I put myself in the hand of God and said, God, use me to solve that particular problem.
Participants and beneficiaries praised the CEO's initiative in bringing Trisonet Metaverse to the forefront.
I understand what this package is all about, helping those in need to move on. I embrace it with full chest. When we talk about the global wealth, we're talking about the metaverse. We have different environments for wealth. We have the land environment where gold was discovered. We have the sea environment where petroleum was discovered. And we also have the cloud environment or the metaverse.
The celebration featured the presentation of many awards, the official launch of the Trisonet song, and the buying of partnership identification models and registrations. Trisonet Metaverse Community is a cloud-based environment that enables socialization, work, and business within digital space. Etienne Oibanga, NTN News.
And now to security matters. In line with its civil-military relationship and its renewed commitment to safeguard the nation's maritime domain, the Nigerian Navy has moved to improve the livelihood of its host communities in Bayelsa State. This is as the Commander, Navy Captain Ifeanyi Chukwu Meboku, Commanding Officer, Forwards Operating Base, Fomoso, Brass Council Area, distributed educational items to schools, renovated a pedestrian wooden bridge, and empowered youths and women with entrepreneurial skills within its host communities. But Twapere Away reports.
Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base, Fomoso, Navy Captain Ifeanyi Chukwu Mabioku, in line with the directive of the Chief of Naval Staff in improving civil-military relationship in host communities, is at State School, Bilitiema, to distribute educational materials including notebooks, pencils, and other educational items. The Nigerian Navy also brought succor to Liama community as they renovated a wooden pedestrian bridge before proceeding to Ewama, where the Forward Operating Base Fomoso organized an empowerment and skill acquisition program for youth and women on soap making, perfume, amongst other skills.
Thank God that our naval base, they are empowering us in many ways. I could remember the time that they bring a medical outreach to empower even both our pregnancy women.
We go out and then come in through this bridge. So this bridge, I think the whole community, we are all very happy.
Commanding Officer, Nigerian Navy Forward Operating Base, Fomoso, Navy Captain Ifeanyi Chukwu Mabioku said Navy has placed much premium on host community support and empowerment as precondition for national security building. He said the gesture will go a long way to improve civil-military relationship, which is key in ensuring peace and stability in the maritime domain of the nation.
This intervention will go a very long way in uplifting the standard of living of the locals of these three host communities of FOB Fomoso. This project that we've executed this morning will go a great extent in raising the standard of civil-military relations within our area of operation, and to a large extent equally assist us in conducting our operations successfully.
Navy Captain Ifeanyi Chukwu Mabiku further affirmed that the Nigerian Navy will continue to protect critical assets of the nation in the maritime domain. From Formoso, in Brass Council area of Bayelsa State, Baratwaipre Awe, NTA News.
It's time for a break. Just stay tuned. Welcome back. Nsika Agokon of Fentioyo has been re-elected chairperson of the Nigerian Association of Women Journalists, Akwa Ibom State Chapter. Nsika Agokon, alongside 6 other executive members, were returned unopposed at the 2025 NAWOJ Triennial Delegates Conference held at the NUJ Press Center, Uyo. Tabachibong reports.
Conference of the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ Akwa Ibom State Chapter, was described by delegates and guests as historic, as it saw all 7 executive members elected unopposed. The new executive members, as announced by the elections chairperson, has Comrade Nsika Agokon of the NTA Chapel as the chairperson, Udeme Ozaya of the Consolidated Chapel as a vice chairperson, Comrade Mary Ekere of the Federated Chapel emerged the secretary, while Comrade Nzisong Ben is assistant secretary. Others are Comrade Vivian Isiet of News 31 as the treasurer, Comrade Patience Matthew of State Information Chapel as the financial secretary, while Comrade Joy Ubani of the NTA Chapel emerged the auditor. In her acceptance speech, the newly elected chairperson, NAWOJ Akwa Ibom State Chapter, Comrade Nsika Agokon, while commending members for finding her worthy to man the affairs of the association for another 3 years, shows forth spirit of solidarity among members.
I want to thank you for your support. My first tenure, without mincing words, I came to appeal for peace, love, and unity. And I pray that God, having find me worthy, will give me the needed peace.
Executive is starting on a very friendly note, and I hope and pray that in 3 years, when she'll be handing over to the next chairman of NAWOJ, that we will still see them have that synergy, that we'll work together to get things to happen and continue with all that NAWOJ stands for in Akwa Ibom State.
Zonal Vice Chairperson of NAWOJ, Comrade Stella Makali, and Chairman NUJ Akwa Ibom State Council, Comrade Amos Etuk, represented by his Secretary, Comrade Dominic Akpan, expressed satisfaction over Nsika Agokon's impactful services during her first tenure in office and encouraged her not to relent.
What has happened today is a reflection of God's providence on us. For others still in the South, that Akwa Ibom is a shining example of a perfect relationship between the State Council and NAWOJ.
I want to encourage us as women journalists, as we hurry to break the news, to make headlines, we also need self-development.
Today you have been sworn in various positions. Please endeavor to work in that capacity if you want this ESCO to succeed. Work with your chairperson. Teamwork, very important.
High point of the event was the administration of oaths of allegiance to the newly elected members and presentation of certificates of return. In in Uyo, Utube Achibong, NTA News.
Another break beckons. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. And on sports, let's join Omoyemwen Onobun for stories from the sporting world.
Commonwealth Fencing Federation CFF has officially granted the Nigeria Fencing Federation the right to host the 2026 Commonwealth Fencing Championship, surpassing Australia in the selection process. This decision marks Nigeria as the first sub-Saharan country to host the event. In other news, Aquatic Federation of Nigeria, led by Chinonye Dafi Aliyu, congratulates Ebinga Collins Obi for his remarkable achievement at the South Region Winter Championship, which took place from March 29 to 30, 2025 in Saint-Raphael, France. Ebinga improved his personal best in several events, finishing first in the 100-meter freestyle with a time of 50.80 seconds, in the 50-meter butterfly with 24.41 seconds, in the 100-meter butterfly with 55.06, and third in the 50-meter freestyle. In the ongoing Prosperity Cup 2025, Bayelsa Football Academy opened their Season 7 account of Nigeria's biggest grassroots football spectacle. The Bayelsa Governors Football Tournament tagged the Prosperity Cup with a hard-fought 3-2 victory over Ibogene FC. In tennis, teenager Jacob Mensik halted his childhood idol Novak Djokovic from claiming his 100 ATP singles title by winning the Miami Open. The 19-year-old Czech player triumphed over Serbia's Djokovic with scores of 7-6, 7-6 in humid conditions, securing his first ATP Tour title. Djokovic, a 24-time Grand Slam winner, was aiming to become only the third man in the Open era to achieve 100 singles title, but his pursuit will continue after the defeat to Mensik, who was only 10 months old when Djokovic earned his first title in 2006. On a tragic note, Nigerian boxer Gabriel Olusegun Olaruwagu has sadly passed away after suffering a fatal seizure. Reports indicate that the 40-year-old died during a boxing match against Ghana's Johnson Banugu at the Bokom Boxing Arena. Amazongo, NTA News.
And as the news translation comes up shortly, do stay. Kambada uruka sete mitu moino akomo kaida nyen nangasino wa mkeko eno mestate kidret Nigeria. Ebe go to Trisonet Metaverse Community eno money mini wam ibarako wakawo million naira piti abake sete kwaibo. Nkambe kombo giban ekoto na wosh ki bibie mane mek mansi kakokon nteti uroko kwebo nka na wosh. Kwaibo mesere Nsi kamili mkibibu mkiribase ya ekwenyo eko bemboksine. Ebe koto Trisonet Metaverse Community edara akpaiswa mo keri na ngondito ufong wet imini ebuwam oko wakasam million naira edapye itiaba tangakiswa ke tutuesam Israel Freba Nike State Akwaibom eko mbom.
Keri nama mebogo Trisonet Metaverse Community ekedara ke akpaiswa mo Imetanga banga mempo sebogomi inanga kufangiswa amebo yokedo. Ekamada iwood ebogo Trisonet Metaverse Community ete happiness etuk. Ima nongon mendito ufong wit unwam kekok manatoro iri de pendaga ufongwit itetuk amadian dobo yak mono wo kidra Nigeria ekene wana keri na mebogo Trisonet Metaverse Community manatoro di wo ufon unana adu sok mono wo siki keni wana keri na mami yemon siki dia ufon ito ngome bogo mi eke nogo ime kome kambada iwure bogo mi nanga ben nguka Trisonet Metaverse Community adi eri na mami ema nongo usok mono wo ameke na mangwonda mkpo ino okpono inge beri kwo Trisonet mi ku fa automenti basen ikpeyon
Nkambe kombri ban kesete kwa mwekoto kibibyo na woj emana emek mansika kokon aba ku fa automusone to NTA uyo ndekamba tiwur akpoko nkame mansika kokon koye owiti oke aroseke mane emek ke mobile swatas nedop mi ition akara titie ke NUJ presenter kuyo tuba chivonya no nyino yombo
Mbona mediongo ke nka eriongo ke kibibio ntena woj adogo nka me kombo nka ngiban ke steremi ema itum aruna mo mege wo mo kiru namaro mbie ke dakara kara ke ufangi so itake rimgo ke boyoke emana ekayante minbono wona ante kama ndutamke nkaro mboko sokodando bokiru kombe nsika okun nyekinkan intie uyo ake sokodante ati wuro kpokoro ke nkaro kini maudi no rozaya ake nkan Consolidated Chapel ake wonte antiro adiana ati wuro kpokoro mamiri ekere awonte awenpo no nkaro kombe nsisongbin arunte antino nwam awenpo bion finido Comrade Vivian Esiet Anyekingang News 31 awonte akama konkado Comrade Patience Matthew Nko Akingang State Information ado ansiwe mpo mbanga ako kini Comrade Joy Ubani adarante auditor kukangamo ati wuro pokoro nkado ma nsika okun ama kombio nkado tati tinasuge noimo iberidem ebuke amo namibo kanga mana emegimo ntendi son kama utumke nkado nisokosunu yubo yambio nkado soge kaisu ebereyimo baatoro nkado ni ntim potesuge nam esemgu fon bono wo yu fon stidemi udanati wuro pokoro ke nkang zone na wo chomike idanyen ma Stella Macaulay nkoro ati wuro kpokoro nka NUJ kestirimi awenpo nkaro akida no ema wori ni mesere tatiti ebuke mansi ka okun ananganti mpoku fang iso etanye sokoda ndeti wuro kpokoro nka na wochmi ebu yaganye asoko kaka iso ada akuboro kedo ma ke kwenye ema no mofa we mekemi uwon suri wot ba mori tongutum miku yo utebe achibon akombok NTA
kangin tembongin kibibio atbido sonke mpangutong himire basenya ekpeyon